What is up, everybody? It's your boy Richie Rich, and I got a new video here for you today, and it is about how we have given our power away. You and me both. We've been tricked and lied to, and our power has been stolen away. Now, what inspired me to make this video is that a couple of things, honestly. I've become aware of truth and lies and the deceptions that are holding everybody, all of us back, and it's made me realize things about myself and also the world. Most importantly, myself, because only by looking at yourself can you really look at other people. If you don't understand yourself, it's impossible for you to understand other people, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings. We all, on a fundamental level, we have a similar consciousness, a similar way of thinking, and a similar way of being. Just like how all dogs are similar, or all cats or birds. Now, I also wanted to make this video because a while ago I stirred up some controversy during the Ontario elections, and to be honest, I was trying to be facetious. I was just trying to, poke fun, and I didn't give a shit about the whole election. But the reactions and the my intent behind it is what really surprised me. Looking at it now, is that my intent of making those posts was actually not to have a debate or even be facetious. It was actually to just poke fun and just be a troll. I was just being an internet troll, literally. And if I look at myself, me doing that now, it almost, shock is not the right word, but I'm embarrassed. It's embarrassing because I've realized, why is it that we are always looking to harm one another and put each other down, and just forget the truth and the fundamental aspects of being human beings? Why do we have to keep doing this madness, and this madness self-perpetuating itself, and keep living in the state of consciousness? And the real answer is we really don't have to. But the thing is, this will continue as long as you keep giving away your power, as long as you keep giving away your power to people who you think are authority figures, who you think will take care of you. I don't give a shit about Doug Ford. Doug Ford I do care about him as a person. I hope that he has a good life. But I mean, in terms of a politician, nor do I really care for the Liberal candidate or the NDP candidate, who I don't even know who ran. But if you guys really think that the government is out there to, I'm not saying everybody in the government, but if you think that the majority of the government is out there to benefit and push human development, make your lives better, you are gravely mistaken. The government's job is for controlling the population, to maintain order, maintain the status quo. That's literally all the government is there to do, is to maintain the status quo. That is control. They're just there to make sure that nothing goes wrong. And from what you can see, they're doing a pretty shit job at it. They're doing actually a horrible job. It's probably better that they're not there at all than them being there. But we have become so fucking mad, we've become so crazy that we are now relying on, we don't want to take personal responsibilities for our lives. That's literally what it is. And so now we rely on people that we delegate to have more rights and authority over us. If you think about it, a police person is no better than anyone else. It's not better than you or me. It's just another human being who was given a set of books, some knowledge, some education, some enlightenment on how to use a gun, and now they have the authority and the right to have a gun, and you don't. I mean, if that doesn't sound crazy to you, then I don't know what will, because that sounds pretty fucking crazy to me. These people are shooting other people and killing them, and we think it's okay, and we think they're just doing their job. That sounds pretty crazy to me. But even beyond that, even small things like that we have direct control over, such as being prejudiced to another human being based on attributes that we shouldn't have prejudice of them for, thinking that, you know, black people are dumber than white people, or that white people can't talk about politics because they're white, or I don't know, something bad about Asian people. Again, instead of us taking personal responsibility and us as individuals not discriminating against one another, we've given that authority to groups. We've given it to the left side, the right side, to, you know, oh, I don't have to worry about that. BLM is on the case. I don't have to worry about that. The alt-right is on the case. These people are not on the case. And the person who has to be the most responsible for the world that we want to create has to be you, has to be me and you. We have to first look at ourselves. We have to think, you know, why is all this happening in the world? Why is there a rampant abuse at higher levels of authority in Hollywood, in the music industry, in, you know, Hollywood music industry, and high-level politics, the pedophile rings that they've uncovered. We have to think ourselves, you know, why do these things happen? And the reason why is because we let them happen. People knew about all that stuff that was happening behind the scenes, and people know about the prejudice that happens on a daily basis in their lives, but we don't speak up about it, and we give that power away. We ask the government to step in, we ask somebody else to step in, and we give our power away, and that makes us weak. And you wonder why people are fucking depressed, have no purpose, acting like they're fucking zombies, is because you gave your power away. When you give your responsibility and your rights away, you are giving your power away. There is no such thing as power over people, which is what people who are basically psychopaths are trying to do. They want to control other people. That's what our current generation thinks what power is you're in some big building and you have all this money and you can do whatever you want, and or you're like a big politician and you're fucking just making laws and shit and controlling people. But real power is personal power. Real power is your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions, and you having discipline and control over yourself. That is the only power that you could possibly have in this universe, and that's simply the truth. You cannot control what other people do. The only thing you can do is influence and enlighten them by you being what you want them to be. We cannot end racism by being racist. We can't make up for all the times that black people have suffered at the hands of white people by making white people suffer. That is fucking insane. You can't put out a fire with another fire. Yet people are trying to do the same thing in society every day. I have not been on social media for a month because I watched some things, I learned some things, and I just come to realize the madness of social media. It just self-perpetuates madness. Social media is fucked up. That's why I haven't been on social media for a long time. And we're so blind to it. Like, how does that make sense to anybody? How are you gonna end racism by being racist to white people? What the fuck? Again, I'm not saying that there's, you know, what they did was right. There was so much prejudice towards black people, especially in the 80s and 70s, and I'm not condoning that, but if we don't condone that type of behavior, we cannot ourselves be doing it too. That's fucking madness. Okay, if you don't condone someone being prejudiced based on another person's skin color, then you should not be prejudiced against someone based on their skin color. That is some fucked up shit right there. That's madness. That's actually madness. And also, the amount of nihilism in day-to-day lives, like people acting like their lives don't matter. You know, they're fucking, it's sad. It's really sad, man. People are looking up to Little Uzi Vert and like Young Thug, but what are these people what have they accomplished? They have just, okay, like, I don't want to bash on them. They work hard, they make their music, but I'm not talking about that. That's not the stuff that they look up to. They're looking up to these people just have all this money. They're just doing drugs whenever they want to. All these hoes and shit. And listen, there's nothing wrong with having money, using drugs and banging hoes. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that at all. But when that's the founding principles of your life, that is fucked up. And I don't know these rappers personally, so I don't know if that's actually their foundational principles of life, but what people get out of that is the materialism. And it's really fucked up. I'm noticing it more day to day. Like, less people are living their life on principles and values, and more so on superficial means and superficial things. Like, I went by a high school, everybody is like wearing Supreme. I hear kids like ripping on each other because they're not wearing Supreme. Like, since when the fuck is that a thing, that you're not cool because you don't wear a certain brand? What the fuck? That never used to happen when I was growing up. No one even gave a shit. We just wanted to run around and have fun and fuck around. Back in the day, nobody wore Louis Vuitton and Balenciaga. That was for like old grandmas with little handbags and shit. No one actually, rocked that as a status symbol. Yet we're all getting fucking brainwashed, mind controlled, using our money for things that we don't actually need, going out, spending hundreds of dollars out on the club, getting fucked up, and we ain't even taking care of each other. We ain't even fucking... And then you want to ask the government to step in. Yeah, after you blow all the money that you have, then you want to ask the government, oh, can you come and fucking help me out here? And it's actually a madness. Like, we don't want to be personally responsible. We just want to have fun, have a good time, and then let the adults take care of it. Well, guess what? We're fucking adults now. I was talking to somebody and they're like 26, and they're like, yeah, we're still young, I'll do that when I'm 30. You're fucking 26, for fuck's sakes. Wake the fuck up. This is real life. This ain't a fucking joke. Like, what the fuck? It actually blows my mind that a 26-year-old would say that. A 26-year-old grown-ass man, you went to elementary school, high school, college. This is just all, and this is a collective madness. We're all giving our power away. Our personal power that we have. And we don't even realize it. That's the thing. Like, you don't even realize that it's happening to you. I didn't even realize it too. I didn't realize the type of person I was becoming until not that long ago. And I really had to look at myself and look at where I was going. Not in terms of physical things. Everyone is so concerned about where they're gonna be in terms of financials and how much money they're making or what kind of clothes they have or some fucking nonsense like that. I'm talking about the things that really matter, which is your consciousness, your state of being. Who are you as a person? Are you becoming a better person? Or are you just becoming the same person with just a little more money? You're an empty shell. You're not getting any better. I'm talking about getting better as a person in terms of, are you connecting with more people? Are you helping people? Is the world a better place because you were here? Or are you contributing to the madness, the growing nihilism that I'm seeing every day, the growing hate and the division? And let's be real, over time it's getting better. Over the vast amounts of time, if we look back on it, it has improved. It has improved if you look at it on the long term. But I feel like right now, society is at a low point in terms of its, for lack of better words, it's really spirituality. It's connection to itself, humanity. Like, when's the last time you called somebody on the phone, talked to somebody? People don't want to hang out because they'd rather be on the computer, on their cell phone, talking to people that they never met and wanting acclamation from people they've never seen before. Isn't that fucking madness? If that's not madness, I don't know what to say anymore. Maybe I'm the person who sounds crazy now. Probably I'm the person. People will probably look at this video and be like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Spirituality and fucking how the world is crazy. The world's fine. The world's fine. Everything's getting better. Yeah, if everything's getting better, why is there higher rates of suicide, more people getting depressed? World's getting so much better, guys. And look, again, I don't want to make this so depressing because I do believe in people. Like, I believe that we can, as individuals, as people, change the world for a better world. But it begins with us and it ends with us. We cannot keep giving our power away and deferring our responsibility to people who we think have our best interests. Because I will tell you personally, most people don't have your best interest at heart. And you know why? It's because you don't have the interest of other people in your heart. We don't give a shit anymore. We don't care about other people anymore. Like, when's the last time you actually cared about another person who wasn't just your spouse or your immediate family or your friends? I'm talking about just a random human being, fucking homeless person, or just anybody on the fucking street. We don't care. Oh, as long as I get mine, that's all that matters. We'll step on other people, we'll put them down just so that we can get what's ours. Not realizing that, hello, we live in a collective reality. If one person suffers, then just because we share the same reality and we're in the same consciousness, you're creating suffering, and that suffering will affect you. And this goes beyond karma in terms of just immediate what you can see. I'm talking about the more that you're mean to people, you put people down, and that you're just truly malevolent to people, that person will spread that energy. And it's just common sense. That's why school shooters, if you look at their upbringing and their history, it's always been not that good. They're either very antisocial, they've been bullied, they've just had a bad experience, and that negative energy will express itself in negative forms. And we've just forgotten that. And when's the last time you heard the word love? Just straight up love. Remember when people used to say that word, love? Now it's not even cool to be nice, you know? There's all this attacks, like no more Mr. Nice Guy, and people don't want to be nice no more. You don't want to fucking, everybody wants to be a badass. Well, guess what? You can't have a world where everyone's a badass and everyone just does what they want, because that's the truth. It's not sustainable. The truth is we're all human beings and we have to live in harmony. We have something called consciousness that lets us choose our own actions. It lets us choose. Animals don't have that right. They don't get that right to choose. Animals act on instinct. Human beings, we get to choose, and that is the power that we have. But we don't get to choose our external circumstances. We don't get to choose when we're born, where we grow up, but we get to choose ourselves. We get to choose how we act, how we think, how we speak, how we feel. We only have dominion over ourselves. But when we give that away to other people who we think that they're gonna do better with that than us, we're gravely mistaken. And that goes down a very slippery rope, because you are then saying other people have more rights than me because I am giving my rights away. And when you do that, you're opening the door for evil. That's what evil is. It's a concentration of external power. Trust me, not everybody in Germany in World War II was a Nazi, but they were, because they gave their rights away. They said, okay, you guys are able to act, speak, and think and do on behalf of us. And so a small group of people were able to basically control this huge population and then do their evil onto the world. Same could be said about communism. And it's really fucked up that people think communism is cool now, because if you think that you have the right to take stuff away from people and give it to others as you see fit, you're just a fucking thief. That's what it is. You're a thief. You don't have that right to do that to other people. People's rights and people's properties is their own stuff. You don't have the right to another person's body. That's considered rape. You don't have the right to someone's property. That's considered theft. You don't have the right to someone's emotional well-being. That we call that abuse. You're emotionally abusing somebody. Yet, when you really take a look at yourself, what are your actions saying about you? When do you give up your rights, and when do you take from the rights of others? I just want everyone to really become aware and conscious of what is happening. Let's forget the world. Just look at yourself. Look at yourself. What are you doing every day to yourself? And start with yourself too. How are you treating your motherfucking self? Like, are you sleeping good? Are you exercising? Are you reading good stuff? Or are you just taking it in garbage and just watching more fucking Netflix and bullshit and just, being lazy? Nothing's happening in your life. Nothing physically is happening. Like, you're not getting better off financially. Nothing spiritually is happening. You just feel more disconnected from the world. Nothing emotionally is happening. You don't want to love nobody, but you want someone to love you. Guys, come on. Like, can we fucking wake the fuck up? Honestly, like, the shit that I was perpetuating on social media, and the stuff that I see perpetuated on social media, it is absolutely deplorable. It is absolutely disgusting. People want to talk to me about moral relativity. Well, you don't know what right and wrong is. Yes, I do. It's not that fucking hard to determine what right and wrong is. If you cannot determine right and wrong for yourself without someone telling you what it is, and without the use of dogma, you have lost the way. Right and wrong is very fucking simple. It's in like every religion. It's in every form of like higher authority. It's so simple. It's just the golden rule. Do unto other people as you would want other people to do to you. You don't want someone to tell you you can't talk about that. Don't do it to another person. You don't want someone to come up and stab you. Don't do that to another person. You don't want someone to come and take all your stuff away because you have more than other people. Don't do that to other people. Just think with your mind. Think with your consciousness. Think from your fucking heart. Feel some emotions again. Like get your mind straight. Like, actually sit in a fucking tree and just actually look at yourself and think and be conscious of it, and like breathe some fucking air. God damn, it's like, what the fuck is happening with just common sense? Like, what are we hoping to achieve by having all this madness in the world, by having all this fear? And the root cause of all of this is fear. We're so afraid. And you know what, the thing that we're most afraid of is other people. We've become so afraid of human beings. You know what that comes down to is we're so afraid of ourselves. We're so afraid of ourselves. We are afraid of other human beings. Why are we so afraid of other human beings who are just like us? But we don't want to look at things like that. But that's the thing that will set you free. That's the truth. The truth that the greatest human beings like Siddhartha, Jesus Christ, whoever you want to throw in that category, Gandhi, and the worst of human beings like Charles Manson, all the other serial killers who happen to be from the USA. At the end of the day, we're all human beings, man. And if we can just fucking remember that and look at ourselves, because we've become so afraid of humans. There's some people who talk about they're a human being like it's a third person. No, you're a human being. We're all human beings. We all have the same wants and desires, really. And that's the truth of it, really, is the golden rule. Do unto other people as you would want things done to you. It's really that simple, but we just forget it. We just go on social media. Oh, I'll just share this fucking video about how we should not allow immigration and build a wall. Oh, I'll just share this video on how white people don't have any problems and we should take their rights away. Oh, I should just share this video on how we should have restrict freedom of speech and all this other nonsense. Like, just, bro, I don't even know where to start. It's actually so fucking ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. And then now people now there's like MGTOW, like men going their own way. I'll just won't ever talk to women ever again. Like, 50% of the fucking population is women. I don't know if you considered that before you embarked on this great quest to isolate yourself from the world because you forgot how to feel emotions and you can't live up to the rejection and the fact that you're not that great of a person. So that's why that girl didn't like you. Oh snap. I don't want to deal with that. I just won't talk to any girls. Then I won't ever know the qualities that I lack. Perfect. Or vice versa for feminism. Feminism and MGTOW is kind of like the same thing now. It's kind of the same shit. But anywho, I just wanted to share those thoughts because I can't stay silent any longer. I didn't want to come back to YouTube. I don't want to do YouTube. But I feel like it's my fucking moral obligation now. Because the more that I just do nothing, nothing's going to change. And I have to share these ideas and thoughts with somebody. Maybe 10 people will watch this video. But if at least one person can find their own personal truth and from that just look at themselves and make themselves realize that, oh shit, maybe I have been going about life the wrong way. Maybe I've been putting my feelings, my thoughts, or my perception of myself over another person. Maybe I'm trying to control other people because I'm scared. And maybe I've stopped loving myself and the world and other people and human beings. If I can make one person realize that, that'll be all it takes, because when one person wakes up, that person will naturally want to wake other people up. At the end of the day, guys, the world is becoming a better place overall, but we need to act. It's not just becoming a better place overall because that's just how it is. No, it's not. We have to act and work towards building a better future, or that future will be built for us by people who are not looking for our best intent. All we have to do is not be afraid anymore. Don't be afraid of speaking out against an evil act. If you see something happening that's wrong, speak out against it. If you also see something that's happening that's right, encourage behavior like that. I don't want to live in a society anymore where it's not cool to be nice. Like, what the fuck? You want to have a bunch of narcissistic people running around your whole day? Like, that's fucking crazy, man. It's actually crazy. And the world doesn't have to be like this, man. It doesn't have to be in a place where all we care about is ourselves and our immediate family and everyone's a stranger and, it doesn't matter as long as it's not happening in this country, or it doesn't matter as long as it's not happening to me. It does matter. And if it happens to someone else, it could happen to you too. But we can live in a world where instead of you being afraid and you acting out of fear because you don't want to go to jail, so you do good things because you don't want to go to jail, or you just do good things because you don't want to go to hell, just for your own selfish reasons. But if you actually wake up, and we could live in a world where people live in cooperation, where we work together, where we work in a state of love and not fear, because really that's what I see when I look around all the time, is that we live in a culture of fear. Everyone is so afraid. Girls are afraid of guys are afraid of girls, black people are afraid of white people are afraid of black people, poor people are afraid of rich people are afraid of poor people, the police are afraid of civilians are afraid of police. And this cannot go on for that long. It cannot. We cannot be afraid. We have to act out of love, man. I don't know why it has to be me, bro. Why do I have to fucking be here making a video about this? We all had parents, right? But maybe we should listen to them again, instead of us thinking, oh, our parents don't know shit. Gotta act out of love, man. That's the only thing that's gonna stop this madness. It really is. Thanks for watching. Made it all the way through. Hope you have a good day. God damn it, bro. Have some love in your heart. Don't be afraid. Live the life that you want to live.